I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm starting off with yet another concealer. It's a new one from RMS Beauty. So they came out with the Revitalize Hydra Concealer. I'd say it's probably been out for a little over a month or something like that. But I got the shade CO2, which was the lightest with the pink undertones to it. So this has got 5 milliliters or 0.17 fluid ounces of product, and it is made in Italy. So this is the box packaging, and this is the concealer that I've got underneath my eyes today. And I've worn it several times. And it's a nice concealer. I would say it has a pretty good medium coverage. But if I want a little bit more coverage, because I have kind of built it up and put on a little bit more product to kind of build up coverage, it tends to look a little heavy. So I found the best way that I like to use it is with just like a little bit on these inner corners here, because I don't know if I want to necessarily say like you see this noticeable product or whatever, but for whatever reason, my little fine lines look a little bit more prominent when I use this, and more so when I like layer it up, if that makes sense. Otherwise, it is a nice concealer in a more sheer layer. It does feel nice underneath the eyes and on the skin and stuff like that. My under eyes don't feel dry or anything. I really like the packaging. You can see the color in the bottom there, and it does have a little brush tip on there as opposed to a doe foot. The brush is kind of stiff though, just something that I noticed. Like I wouldn't have really noticed a difference between this and a doe foot, because I didn't find that there was a ton of like, I don't know, it just felt stiff when I was trying to put it on. Or the brush is dense, maybe that's a better kind of description. So I think you can kind of see there with that much product, it has good coverage built up, but the formulation, it's serumy and it feels like a cream, but because it's got good pigmentation to it, that thicker kind of consistency I think just isn't as flattering built up underneath the eyes. But really good color match for me though. Again, this is the shade C02. So you can see it's got a good, medium coverage with like a lighter layer there. So that is the Revitalize Hydra Concealer right there from RMS. And again, this is the CO2 shade. And I do have it underneath my eyes today. And again, I just used less product than I had used the first couple times that I had tried it. I also picked up one product from the MAC Holiday Collection. I was kind of looking at one of their highlighters and a few other things, but I'm not sure if I'll pick anything else up. But this Sugar Crystal Lip Oil Stick really caught my eye. So this is the item that I picked up. And again, I don't know, this is a running theme for me lately. I can't find the box, so I don't know where it is. So this is called, it's called Glisten Up. It's made in Italy. And I can't see on the, again, I lost the box, so I'm not sure how much product is in here, but this is what the packaging looks like. It's got this kind of sparkly finish to it, and it's a click style, and the bullet on this thing is so pretty. So you can kind of see the sparkles, right? That is an overspray sparkle, so I've used this a decent amount of times, so you can see the tip there. It's kind of a clear oil stick. Every now and again when I use it, probably coming off the sides of where the overspray sparkles are at, I'll get a little bit on the lips, but it's very like almost undetectable. Otherwise it's just like a clear oil and stick. So it feels really nice on the lips. I don't have it on, I've got something else on. Like it feels like oil on your lips. It's nice and thin. And I do like the way that it feels, and I like the way that it makes my lips feel, right? But for whatever reason, I get just the slightest bit of a taste in my mouth. That I don't know if it's like it's got a little bit of an ingredient taste to it, and it's not super strong, but I just notice it's there. Like especially if I put it on and I haven't drank or ate anything for a hot minute, I kind of have this little taste in my mouth, and it took me a minute to kind of pinpoint it, but it was from this. It's not like a big deal or anything. This is just super easy to throw on for some hydration, but I did notice it. I thought that like it would have a little bit more of a vanilla scent, because that's kind of typically what MAC does, but this has got like a menthol scent to it. I don't notice like tingling or cooling really on the lips, but maybe that's the taste that I'm getting in my mouth, is something from the menthol, even though it doesn't taste minty or mentholy. I'm not sure, but it is there. So It does have that, I don't know why I keep doing this when you really kind of can't see anything, but I was expecting it to have a lot more sparkle, kind of like the Dior one that came out. And what is the other one? There have been a couple sparkly lip products anyway that have come out that I really, really liked. And I was thinking that this was going to be something like that because it looks so sparkly. And again, it does look really sparkly on the outside, but it's not all the way through the product. And that embossing on the bullet is so intricate. Anyway, that is the MAC Glisten Up Sugar Crystal Lip Oil Stick right there from the MAC Holiday Collection. I also picked up another product from the NARS Holiday Collection. I originally purchased their 6-pan face palette, and I just had to get the Aura Illuminating Face and Body Powder. So this is in Skyrocket. This is the box packaging. There's a total of 0.45 ounces of product with 13 grams, so you're getting a ton of product in here. And it is made in Italy because it is a baked gelée, which a lot of baked gelée products are made in Italy. There have been some that have come out of the PRC that are really nice as well. Here is the packaging. It is a click style component on there, and then there's the back. And I've actually been wearing this a ton, but not as a highlighter. So I originally started off trying it as a highlighter because that's kind of what it looks like, right? And it's just much too subtle for my liking for a highlighter. And I really had to build it up. It's got a drier kind of a texture to it. It's not like super creamy, and I've got dry skin. So I had a hard time getting it to adhere to my drier skin. If I leave it real tacky on the top of my cheeks and then put this on, it looks a little thicker than I would like, with not as much sparkle for the thickness, if that makes sense. So I was like, it's called a face and body powder. So what I did was take a fluffy brush, like this one here is one from What's Up Beauty, one that's kind of natural bristle, but a little bit more stiff and dense, because it's a baked gelée product, and this one is drier and a little bit more stiff. I find that a brush like this picks up the product better. Anyway, I just roll it in the powder, and I've been using it as a finishing powder. So I do have this all over my face as a finishing powder today, and I really like it. It's much more subtle than you would think. I do go over, like, set face and everything like that. It just adds just a tiny bit of a pink luminosity. Like, you would really have to get up close and really try to detect the product, but it does a good job of just that hint of luminosity, hint a little bit of a pink to my already pink skin tone, and just kind of finishes everything off on the face. And I really like it like that. I didn't think that I would, and when I first went in with it with like that big powder brush, I was like, this might not be a good idea, because I thought I'd be super, super sparkly, and I'm not. And I really like it as a finishing powder, so that's good. You can see I've worn it quite a bit. Like, I've almost worn the little embossing out of the center of it, but let me give you a swatch. If you do like a more subtle highlighter and your skin isn't as dry as mine, you might really like this as a subtle pink highlighter. For me, it's just much too subtle as a highlighter, so it works great as a face, and really officially calling it Aura Illuminating Face and Body Powder. So it fits. It's not marketed as a highlighter, So there it is right there. You can kind of see when I took my finger like this, just that bit of a pink sheen it gives the skin. So, fun little surprise there. So that is the NARS Aura Illuminating Face and Body Powder in Skyrocket. And then I also picked up all 3 of the new R.E.M. Beauty and Wicked collaboration palettes. I picked up both of the cheek palettes and also the eyeshadow palette. And I originally just got the cheek palettes, and then I used them, and the quality is great. And so I decided to pick up the eyeshadow palette as well, and that is also great. So before I get ahead of myself here, let's start off with the face palettes. So there are 2 of them that came out. So they're the Cherry Blossom Blush palettes. There's a total of 8 grams or 0.28 ounces of product in here. And these guys here are made in Italy. So I want to say, based off previous experience with R.E.M. Beauty products, that this is just a completely different manufacturer, and the products feel much different than any of the other products in her line. So I'm pretty sure it's a different manufacturer. Even the packaging, everything is just different about these products. So here's the box packaging right here for both of them. The actual packaging on them is the same on both of them. It would have been nice if one was tinted just a little bit of a different color so you could differentiate between the two from the top. You can from the bottom though, because the stickers have a slight different color to them, but it would have been cool if the packaging was just a little bit different color from one to the next. It is a heavier feeling plastic packaging, like it feels quite substantial in the hands, and it's got a click style component to it. So this one here is the it just says Cherry Blossom Blush Palette. These have names. I'm actually not seeing a name on the palettes other than names for the blushes in each one. So I'll call one like the Corally palette and one's the pink palette. So this one is the Corally palette, and I have got this blush right here on my cheeks today, which is the matte blush in the palette. If I were to change just one thing about this, it'd be the negative space here. And that's just like a personal thing for me. I don't like it when there's like excess packaging, and that just feels excess to me. Like had they, I don't know, did something with that space, you know, to kind of fill it in for the size of the packaging. Even though the packaging feels nice and substantial, there is that negative space. But they are really good sized pans, and there's pretty embossing in there. And I like all three of these. These have got a really pretty shimmer to them. This has got a duochrome, and this one kind of makes the corally pink in here with a gold shift to it. Just really, really pretty cheap products. I've been enjoying both of these and wearing, I think I've been wearing them every single day since I got them, if I'm honest. So again, just one matte, which is that one, and that's what I've got on my cheeks today. Let me grab a little bit more of the pink in this one because I kind of got a little bit too much of the gold. I wasn't going to go for these, and I was like, oh, those look so pretty. Those are like blush colors that are right up my alley, right? So I did, and then when I got this, I was like, these are super nice. I need to try the eyeshadow palette. So this one here, again, is the kind of peachier toned one right there. And then here is the more pink toned one, which is a pretty cool toned pink. So again, this here on a deeper skin tone, you could probably get away with it as a highlighter. It's got a really pretty pink duochrome to it. I like to mix it in with these other two shades, but it is a pretty blush by itself, but it's quite light, and I've been enjoying a punchy cheek for a while. So I do like to mix that one in and add a little bit of sparkle or like gold to these other two shades. This one here is the matte shade in here as well. So you can see that's kind of highlighty. I'll grab a little bit more of this shade. But yeah, I mean, they blend out on the cheeks really nice. I've worn all of these shades. I just really, really like these palettes. And I love the colors. So again, this one is the pink toned one. I don't know what to call them. They just both say Cherry Blossom on them. So again, the pink one and the more corally one right there. And then the eyeshadow palette is called the Ozian Forest eyeshadow palette. So this guy here has got 18.7 grams or 0.65 ounces of product, which is a lot across 12 shades. This is what the box packaging looks like. And this guy is also made in Italy. Now this packaging is a little bit different in terms of shape, but the same feel, same type of quality packaging as the blush palettes. And then this color story is beautiful. Like, it is absolutely beautiful. I've worn this quite a few times as well, and I love every single look that comes out of here. It's definitely, like I said, is a different quality, different manufacturer compared to her original eyeshadows. This is just very, very nice. Great big mirror in there. Like where the brand is headed with the quality of this collection, just saying. So let's get some swatches here. It's a one and done for me. The mattes are pigmented. They blend out really well. The sparkly shades are just really, really pretty. You can even see the smoothness in those mattes. And then these next ones. And then these last four. Like, how pretty. It is such a pretty palette. I was just very happy because I just wasn't expecting it, you know. So that there again is the R.E.M Beauty and Wicked collaboration in Ozian Forest, and that's the eyeshadow palette right there. Very, very pretty. And that is everything that I got in that I purchased this week. I did order some stuff from the Chanel holiday collection and some other things that are on the way, but I did get in some really nice PR packages. This first one is from Adept Cosmetics. They sent me over their latest launch, which I am a huge Adept Cosmetics fan. I purchase every single one that comes out. Every single one of their eyeshadow palettes that come out. And every now and again they do send me one in PR. So they do send everything in this recyclable cardboard packaging, which is quite nice. The palette itself doesn't have its own box. And I was kind of saving pulling off the plastic for the video. So this is their new, oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher this. Renol palette. 18 grams or 0.63 ounces of product in here, and this guy here is made in China. It says cruelty and vegan on the back of the box. So 3 palettes ago they switched up their packaging, so it now comes in this hard plastic packaging. It's a magnetic closure. You can see it says Adept Cosmetics on there. It looks like a deep navy, the color of the packaging. It kind of appears black on camera, but wait till you see. The quality of Adept shadows is so good. I actually purchased a backup of one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes, and I know I sound like a broken record because I bring it up all the time, but it's the Cyborg Choir palette. I have hit pan on 2 shades in here and pretty good divots in a lot of them. So I did buy a backup of it. This one is discontinued, but that's how much I love Adept Cosmetics eyeshadows. So this is actually the palette that I've got on my eyes today, and I've worn this a few times as well, and it's stunning. If you're familiar with Adept Cosmetics, it's the same great Adept Cosmetics quality. I love that you can pull these out. You can interchange them with any other Adept Cosmetics palettes, or you can pull the shades out and put them in a larger magnetic palette, which I've done with some of the older ones. But I love the versatility of that. And this here's a one and done for me. There's like mid-tone and deeper mattes, but there's enough light, like sparkly shades to really switch it up for highlighting underneath the brow and stuff like that. It's just beautiful. There's some multi-chrome duochromes, but the sparkle is what's super special in a lot of these shades. There's not many brands on the market that do sparkles like this. They're just absolutely stunning. I don't really have any fallout with them. They're very sparkly. Like, just beautiful, man. And then these next ones. So I've used these with a brush because I haven't really swatched it before. And now that I'm like swatching these shades with my fingers, it's just crazy how sparkly and how multi-dimensional those shades are while still feeling so smooth. They just do such an impeccable job. And then these next ones. I did say, yeah, this is the eyeshadow palette I've got on my eyes today. I've had it for 3 days. I've worn it every single day. If you hear some little noises, I think Phoebe is giving herself a bath. And then these last 3. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. It is just so stunning. So again, this is Adept Cosmetics' new Renol eyeshadow palette. It is available right now as well. And there she is. So pretty. stunning, and a huge thank you to Adept Cosmetics for sending this guy my way as well. And then ColourPop also sent me over their new Grinch collection, which I haven't received a collection from ColourPop for a while, and I love the Grinch. The Grinch stuff around the holidays is some of my favorites. It's also some of my mom's favorites. She actually, after she's seen this collection, she went online and bought some stuff because it is available at Ulta right now as well as on the ColourPop website. But who doesn't love the Grinch for the holidays? So you can kind of see all of the items right there. And then on the back, it does say on here too that coming soon to Ulta and Target. I did see it on the Ulta website, and I also seen it available on the ColourPop website. But fun, it's coming to Target too. So the Swirl Lip Gloss Kit, it says sugar cookie flavored, and then there's an exclusive Who Hash packaging with the Glitterly Obsessed, like Who Hash. So I'll start off with these shadow sticks. There is a duo, and the packaging, it's gonna be really hard to check the packaging, the like box packaging on this collection. It is so cute. So again, 2 shadow sticks, 1.35 grams a piece or 0.048 ounces. And these guys here are made in the USA is what it says. So I just discovered with this collection that a few of the products are not made in the USA, and I kind of made it a point to look because ever since I can remember, ColourPop, all ColourPop products are made in the USA, but I noticed that the formulations on the palette in particular were different, and they're beautiful. It's made somewhere else. It's beautiful. Anyway, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So here is the packaging for the shadow sticks. And the shadow sticks themselves are beautiful. So there are some little Grinch printing on here. However, I would have loved if these guys were on there as well. So we've got the shade Who Stockings, and both of these are really sparkly metallics. This formulation has got a decent amount of playtime to it, so they make really good bases. I've used these sticks for like to really amp up sparkle and duochrome and shine in some shadows, like putting this down first, blending it out with a finger and using it as a base really just kind of adds some interest to it. But there is, let me see, what do I call it? Who Stockings. So you can see it's been on there for a minute. It's got some nice playtime to it. I think if you try to wear them by themselves and you have really oily eyelids, you'll probably get some creasing. I've got dry eyelids, as we all know. So this shade right here is called Whoville. And this is so pretty. Such a beautiful pinky purple. And then again, if you blend it out. So that one is called Whoville, and that is the shadow stick duo right there. And then we have got the Who Hash Glitterly Obsessed Body Glitter. So this has got 17 grams or 0.6 ounces of product. And this guy here, what are we trying to see? This one is actually manufactured in China. So this is the box packaging. Very, very cute. And then here is the product. So you do want to be careful with this guy here for anything like around the eyes, because there are some pretty large chunks of sparkle and glitter in here. I've worn these on the eyes before, but I don't wear them close to the lash line. I would just like tap some underneath the brow or something like that for fun. And I've also worn them on the face before, but the shine on this guy here, it's pink, purple, green flippy duochrome, which is one of my favorite kind of shifts in shadows. So this makes it extra fun. And then we've got the Swirl Lip Gloss Kit. So there are 3 of these in the set, 0.21 ounces a piece or 6 grams. And these guys here are made in Taiwan. So again, with the packaging, so cute. And these guys do have the characters nicely on the packaging. They don't feel like they're gonna scratch off or anything like that. And then look at these shades with the swirls. So this first one is Fake Reindeer, and the swirls have been holding up a decent amount. Like I've worn every single shade and swatched them a couple times, and they're still there. Like, you know, you can still kind of see the swirls. So I think you'd have to stick it in and kind of really swirl it up, which I haven't done. It's got a sugar cookie scent to it, but it doesn't taste like sugar cookie. Like it doesn't taste sweet. It's just got a sugar cookie scent. And then we have got Sweet Little Tot right here. So this one is Sweet Little Tot. And then the third one is The Mean One with the Grinch right here. But how pretty are those? Very, very pretty. So that is the lip gloss trio right there. And I just think these are great. Look at them. There. The collection also has 2 lip kits. We've got the So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss Balm and then a So Juicy Plumping Lip Liner in these. So I have got on the one Pinky Who, which is this guy right here. And then there's also Berry Grinch. So I've got the liner on with the lip product. It's very, very pretty. The lip liner is pretty pigmented, so I found that when I wear this, I like to put this on first and then use the liner after, which usually I'm always about liner first and then lip product, but it just shears out the lip liner a little bit more for my liking, and it just blends out a little bit more like evenly for me, as opposed to it on like dry skin ahead of time. It goes on pretty opaque. So I do like to put this on first and then go in with the lip liner. So we have got the lip liner in Big Bow. I should tell you guys where these ones are made. These ones are made in the USA. So here is the Big Bow lip liner. These do have a slight, it's like a cooling type of sensation. I won't even say it's like a minty kind of a bite or anything like that. It's just a slight little sensation when you use these, because again, this is the So Juicy Plumping Lip Liner formula. And ColourPop's lip liners are some of my absolute favorite. I've gone through so many BFF lip liners. It's just like my go-to. I love their lip liners. And then here we have got the Small Who So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss Balm. Same thing, just a slight cooling sensation with this guy. This shade is so pretty. A sparkly light pink, just like right up my alley, right? So pretty. Let me put on, these are click style too. Mechanism. Put a little bit more on. I actually had something to eat before I started filming this, and I had this lip on, and I haven't put anything else on my lips since I had something to eat. And so prior to doing what I just did, that's how nicely this had worn. So this one here again is the Pinky Who lip set, and the next one again is the Berry Grinchy set. So we have got the Santa Claus Hat So Juicy Plumping Lip Liner, and I haven't worn this set just yet because it is a little bit more intense for me. So that one there again is the Santa Claus Hat, and then we've got the So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss Balm, which these are great on the lips. These feel so nice. This one doesn't have sparkle in it like the Pinky Who one does. So that's a nice little set. That'll be fun to wear for the holidays. Like it's like a red lip without being like too red, in my opinion. So that guy there is the Berry Grinchy set right there. And then we also have the Super Shock highlighter kit. So it says the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. Again with the packaging, it is very cute. And these guys are made in the USA, so there are 2 times 4.2 grams or 0.15 ounces each. And the Super Shock highlighters are some of my favorite cream putty highlighters. I find that they're the easiest to use. They're the easiest to use with a brush as well. And then what I also like to use them for is as bases, again for my drier skin type. So prior to me just like not setting the outside of my cheek, I would use a Super Shock highlighter kind of as a base to help other really sparkly highlighters stick better to my dry skin. And I love using them like that. So if I want a really intense sparkly highlighter, I just grab a Super Shock highlighter, put it down first, and it works well with a brush like I said, and then I go over it with a really sparkly highlighter. You guys know I like shiny highlighter, but they're great by themselves as well. So this is what the packaging looks like. This shade right here is called 2 Sizes Too Small, which makes me think of Seismic, which was my absolute favorite Super Shock highlighter, and I think they discontinued it. But that one had like some larger sparkles in it, the Seismic one did, and I love that. But look how smooth that is. This makes a great base for a sparkly highlighter. But as you can see, it's really pretty by itself too. I really like this duo. So that guy there is 2 sizes too small. And then the other shade is Grew 2 sizes, and this one's got a pink undertone to it. And this is the one I've got it slightly on the top of my cheeks, and then I topped it with an older Blend Bunny highlighter palette. They since discontinued that one, but I still love it. So sparkly. So I've got this on just lightly as a base underneath that Blend Bunny for highlighting today. And this one's got a little bit more sparkles in it compared to the other one, which kind of makes a nice, you know, duo set. But you can see just how beautiful these look on the skin. They're very, very nice. So that one there is Grew 2 sizes, and that is the Super Shock Duo right there. And lastly, we have got the eyeshadow palette. So this guy here, I'm not gonna throw in the box. It's got glitter on the kind of white parts. I don't know, it's not showing up very well in the light there, but this has got glitter on it. So this guy here has got 15 shades, and this one here is made in Taiwan as well. When I was using this, I was like, these are different sparkle formulas than I've tried in any other eyeshadow palette. So then I was like, looked at where they're made, and I was really surprised to see they're made in Taiwan. And I checked my most recent eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop, and they say made in the USA. And I didn't get the Shrek one. I want to get the Shrek one, but I don't have it yet, so I'm not sure if that is in the same vein as this one. But this one is made in Taiwan. So this guy's got 18 grams or 0.63 ounces of product in it. The packaging mimics the box packaging as well. Cardboard with a magnetic closure to it. And then look how cute this is. Now, here are your shadows. So there's one shade that's got some glitter in it. It still has a great base to it though, like other glitter shadows from ColourPop, which in terms of pressed glitter formulas, ColourPop does them best in my opinion, for the actual pressed glitters, you know. So this shade is in there. Now these shades right here, they are a different formula and they're beautiful. They're so shiny, like metallic. They're smooth, they're pigmented, they're just really, really pretty. The formulation on this entire palette is beautiful. This almost has like a little bit of a puttiness to it. It's got a good base, so it really adheres to those, you know, glitter particles, but this is a beautiful palette, you guys. Like I said, Mom has this on the way to her as well. And then these next ones. Okay, these have, so I've used these with a brush, right? I'm just now sticking my finger in these shades, and they've got a little bit of a putty type of a texture to them, which I've tried indie brands that have textures like that to them, really, really shiny, where there's a bit of a hydration factor, like a binder in there. Almost super shocky, if that's a word. And then these next ones. Yeah, they do kind of feel super shocky, but they're so shiny, so pretty. So that's one as well. And then these last three. If that's not a Christmas color story, man. I just love this whole collection. Very, very pretty. So those again are the Super Shock Duo, and then we've got the palette right there. So fun. Huge thank you to ColourPop for sending over their Grinch collection as well. I just love it. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I got in a PR package from Pixi. They sent over this cute little canister. I originally thought it was going to be their like holiday large toner. So it was fun when I popped the top off and I was like, ooh, there's multiple products in here. So here are the 4 products that came inside. And you guys know I love when my name is on stuff. My name is on the 8.5 ounce Glow Tonic. And then there's the Glow Tonic Cleansing Gel. I was struggling trying to pull these out of the packaging just now. Like they're not wanting to come out, so I'm gonna have to get a little physical with this afterwards. But the Glow Tonic Cleansing Gel I think is a new product. I've never seen it before, and you guys know I love the Pixi Glow Tonic. I use it every single morning and night. Every single time I wash my face, it's the first thing that goes on after I wash my face. So, and then there's also the Peel and Polish 6% lactic acid, which I haven't had one of those in a while, so that's a product that I would use probably once a week, maybe on a weekend or something like that. And I frequent those products a little bit more kind of in the colder months, and not so much not as much in the summertime, because I'm outside so much, and that can kind of I can get a little bit of irritation from as much as I sweat in the summertime. There's also a Glow Mist, Hibiscus, and Argan Oil face spray in there as well. So a huge thank you to Pixi for sending this guy over as well. And that's everything. That's all for the haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.